Hello and welcome to your daily dose of English, the podcast that helps you unlock your English potential, one step at a time. I'm Tom, and I'm here to guide you through another important topic that many English learners face every single day. Today, we're going to talk about something that frustrates so many students. You can read English well. You understand articles, stories, even complex texts. But when it's time to write, your mind freezes. The words disappear. You stare at the blank page and nothing comes out. Sound familiar? You're not alone, my friend. In this episode, I'll explain why this happens and give you 7 practical solutions to start writing better today. As always, I speak slowly and clearly, so you can follow along easily. You can pause, repeat, and practice with me. This episode is designed to help you understand the problem, and more importantly, solve it step by step. So take a deep breath, relax, and let's begin this journey together. Understanding the problem. Let me start by saying this. Reading English and writing English use different parts of your brain. They are like 2 different muscles. When you read, you are receiving information. Your brain recognizes words, understands meanings, and connects ideas. It's passive. You don't create anything. You just understand what someone else created. But writing is completely different. When you write, you must create from nothing. You must choose words, build sentences, organize ideas, remember grammar rules, think about spelling, and make everything clear for your reader. All at the same time. It's active creation, not passive reception. Think about it like this. Reading is like watching someone cook a delicious meal. You see the ingredients, you watch the process, you understand what's happening. You might even smell the food and know it will taste good. But writing is like being in the kitchen yourself. Now you must choose the ingredients. You must know the recipe. You must control the heat. You must taste and adjust. You must present the final dish. It's much harder, right? I remember when I was learning Spanish. I could read newspapers, understand books, follow conversations in movies. I felt confident. Then one day I needed to write an email to a Spanish friend. Just a simple email about my weekend plans. I sat there for 30 minutes. I knew what I wanted to say. In my mind it was clear. But on paper, nothing. The words wouldn't come. The sentences felt wrong. I kept deleting and starting again. That's when I realised reading and writing are truly different skills. Many learners have the same experience. They read English every day. They understand almost everything. But when they need to write an email at work, a message to a friend, or even a simple note, they struggle. The words they know when reading seem to hide when writing. The grammar rules they understand become confusing. The confidence disappears. But here's the good news. This is normal. It happens to everyone learning a language. And more importantly, you can fix it. You can become a good writer in English. Not perfect, but clear and confident. Let me show you how. Tip number 1. Start with 1 sentence a day. This is the most important tip I can give you. Start small, very small. Write 1 sentence in English every day. Just 1. Not a paragraph, not a page. 1 simple sentence. Why? Because the biggest enemy of writing is fear. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of sounding stupid. Fear of not knowing what to say. When you think about writing a long text, this fear grows bigger. It becomes a mountain. But 1 sentence, that's just a small step. Anyone can take 1 step. Here's how to do it. Every morning or every evening, pick a regular time. Write 1 sentence about your day. That's it. For example, today I woke up at 7 and had coffee for breakfast. Or, the weather was sunny and I felt happy. Or, I watched a movie and it made me laugh. Simple sentences, real sentences, your sentences. Now you might think, Tom, how will one sentence help me write better? Let me tell you. First, it builds the habit. Writing becomes part of your daily routine, like brushing your teeth. You don't think about it, you just do it. Second, it removes the pressure. One sentence is not scary. You can write one sentence, I know you can. Third, it trains your brain to think in written English. Every day, you practice turning thoughts into words on paper. This is the skill you need. After 1 week of writing one sentence, something interesting happens. You might want to write 2 sentences. That's great. Write 2. After a month, you might write 3 or 4. Perfect. But here's the key. Never force it. If today you only want 1 sentence, write 1 sentence. The goal is consistency, not quantity. Write something every day, even on busy days, even on tired days, especially on days when you don't feel like it. I started this habit 5 years ago when learning Portuguese. 1 sentence every night before bed. Hoje eu comi pizza. Today I ate pizza. Simple, almost silly. But after 6 months, I was writing full paragraphs without thinking. The words came naturally. The fear was gone. The habit was strong. Keep a special notebook for your sentences, or use your phone, or a computer document. It doesn't matter where. What matters is that you write. And here's a bonus tip. Don't correct your sentences immediately. Just write. At the end of each week, you can look back and check for mistakes. But when you write, just write. Let the words flow. Even with mistakes, perfection comes later. First comes practice. Tip number 2. Copy before you create. Here's a secret many teachers don't tell you. Before you can write originally, you need to copy intelligently. What do I mean? Find good English writing and copy it. By hand, word for word. This might sound strange. You might think, but Tom, that's not real writing. That's just copying. Yes, exactly. And it's powerful. Let me explain why. When you copy good writing by hand, several things happen in your brain. First, you slow down. Reading is fast. Your eyes jump across words, but copying is slow. You must look at each word, each letter, each punctuation mark. You notice things you never noticed before. How sentences start, how they end, where commas go, how paragraphs connect. Second, your hand learns the rhythm of English. Yes, writing has rhythm. Short sentences, then longer ones, questions here, statements there. When you copy, your hand memorizes these patterns. Later, when you write your own texts, these patterns come out naturally. Your writing starts to sound more English. Third, you absorb vocabulary and context, not just single words, but how words work together. You see that we say make a decision, not do a decision. We say heavy rain, not strong rain. These combinations, called collocations, enter your brain through your hand. It's like learning music by playing other people's songs before composing your own. So what should you copy? Start with simple texts. Children's stories are perfect. They use clear language, simple sentences, and basic vocabulary. Copy 1 paragraph a day. Or find a blog about your hobbies. Copy posts you find interesting. Or use graded readers for English learners. Copy your favourite parts. The key is to choose texts you enjoy. If you like the content, copying doesn't feel like work. Here's my personal story. When I was learning French, I found a book of short stories for beginners. Every morning with my coffee, I copied 1 page. Just 1 page. It took maybe 15 minutes. I didn't try to memorize. I didn't analyze grammar. I just copied. After 3 months, something amazing happened. I started writing my own stories. The French sentences came out correctly, not because I studied rules, but because my hand knew the patterns. My brain had absorbed the structure. The copying had trained me without me realizing it. Some practical tips for copying. Use a nice pen and good paper. Make it enjoyable. Don't rush. This is not a race. Focus on forming each letter clearly. Say the words quietly as you write. This connects your mouth to your hand. Notice the punctuation. Periods, commas, question marks. They're important too. And after you copy, read what you wrote out loud. This completes the learning circle. Eyes see, hand writes, mouth speaks, ears hear. Remember, great writers started by reading and copying others. It's not cheating, it's learning. Every musician learns songs before writing their own. Every artist copies masters before developing their style. Writing is the same. Copy first. Create later. The creation will come naturally when you're ready. Tip number 3. Write how you speak. This tip will free you from perfectionism. Ready? Write exactly how you speak, not how you think English should sound, not how textbooks tell you to write. Write your actual thoughts in your actual voice. Conversational, natural, real. This changes everything. You see, many learners have 2 different English personalities. Speaking personality, relaxed, natural, making mistakes but communicating. Writing personality, formal, stiff, worried about every word, often stuck. This split personality is your enemy. It makes writing feel like a completely different language. But it's not. It's the same English. The only difference is one uses your voice, the other uses your fingers. So here's what you do. Before you write anything, say it out loud first. Pretend you're talking to a friend. What would you actually say? Then write those exact words. Don't change them. Don't make them fancier. Don't worry if they're simple. Simple is good. Simple is clear. Simple is real communication. For example, imagine you need to write an email declining an invitation. Your textbook brain might think, I regret to inform you that I shall be unable to attend the aforementioned event due to prior commitments. Stop, that's not you. That's a robot. What would you actually say to a friend? Maybe, hey, sorry, but I can't come to the party. I already have plans that day. Thanks for inviting me, though. Now write that. It's friendlier. It's clearer. It's real. I learned this lesson the hard way. In university, I had to write essays in English. I tried to sound academic. I used big words I barely understood. I wrote long, complex sentences. My professors couldn't understand me. One day, a kind teacher said, Tom, just tell me what you think. Write it like you'd explain it to your roommate. Game changer. My writing became clearer. My grades improved. More importantly, I started enjoying writing. Here's a practical exercise. Record yourself speaking for 1 minute about any topic. Your day, your opinion about something. A story. Just talk naturally. Then transcribe what you said. Write it down exactly. All the ums and you knows and incomplete sentences. Everything. This is your natural voice in writing. Now clean it up just a little. Remove the ums. Complete the half sentences. But keep the natural flow. Keep the real words you use. This is your authentic writing voice. Another tip, use contractions in your writing. I'm, your, it's, will. Textbooks might say contractions are informal. So what? Most writing today is informal. emails, messages, social media, even many business documents. Contractions make your writing sound human. They create rhythm. They show confidence. Native speakers use them constantly. So should you. Also start sentences with and or but if that's how you speak. Traditional grammar says don't do this, but real English does it all the time, and it sounds natural. See what I did there? It's not wrong, it's conversational. It's how people actually communicate. Write like you're talking to one person, not addressing an audience. Instead of one should consider, write you should think about. Instead of it is important to note, write here's something important. Personal, direct, human. The secret is this. Good writing sounds like good speaking, just cleaned up a bit. It flows, it breathes, it connects. When you write how you speak, writing becomes less scary. It's just talking with your fingers. You already know how to talk. Now just put those words on paper or on screen, wherever you write. The point is to close the gap between your speaking self and your writing self. Make them friends. Better yet, make them the same person. Tip number 4, build your personal phrase bank. Here's a powerful technique that will transform your writing. Create your own personal phrase bank. What's that? It's a collection of useful phrases you can use again and again in your writing. Like having a toolbox full of ready-to-use tools. When you need to write, you don't start from zero. You have phrases ready to go. Think about it. In your native language, you don't create every sentence from scratch. You have patterns, ways you usually start emails, ways you express opinions, ways you connect ideas. English writing needs the same thing. A phrase bank gives you this foundation. Here's how to build your phrase bank. Get a notebook or create a document on your computer. Divide it into categories. Email openings, email closings, expressing opinions, agreeing and disagreeing, explaining reasons, making suggestions, describing experiences, transitioning between ideas. Any category that fits your writing needs. Now, as you read English, collect phrases you like. When you see a good email opening, write it in your phrase bank. When you notice how someone expresses disagreement politely, add it. When you find a smooth transition between paragraphs, save it. You're not stealing. You're learning patterns. You're building your toolbox. Let me give you examples. For email openings, I hope this email finds you well. Thank you for your message. I'm writing to follow up on our conversation. For expressing opinions, in my experience, from my point of view, I personally believe that. For transitions, on the other hand. Speaking of which, this brings me to my next point. But here's the important part. Don't just collect phrases, use them. When you write your daily sentence, try using one phrase from your bank. When you write an email, pick appropriate phrases and adapt them. Change words to fit your situation. Make them yours. The more you use them, the more natural they become. I discovered this technique accidentally. I had a Spanish colleague who wrote beautiful emails, clear, professional, but friendly. I started noting down her phrases. With regard to your question about, I'd be happy to clarify. Please don't hesitate to reach out if. I adapted these for my own emails. Suddenly my Spanish writing improved dramatically. Not because I learned new grammar, because I had templates to follow. Your phrase bank grows with you. Beginner phrases? I think that. For example, thank you for intermediate phrases. I'd like to draw your attention to building on what you said. To put it another way, advanced phrases. While I appreciate your perspective, it's worth considering that. This raises an interesting point about organise your phrase bank by function, not just category. Phrases for being polite, phrases for being direct, phrases for buying time, phrases for showing enthusiasm, phrases for expressing concern. Think about what you need to do in writing, then collect phrases that help you do it. Here's a practical tip. Every week, choose 5 phrases from your bank to focus on. Write them on sticky notes. Put them where you'll see them. Use each phrase at least once during the week. By the end of the month, these 20 phrases are part of your active vocabulary. They come out naturally when you write. Also, pay attention to register. Formal phrases for professional writing. Informal phrases for friends. Neutral phrases that work anywhere. Mark them in your phrase bank. F for formal, I for informal, N for neutral. This helps you choose appropriately. Don't worry about having too many phrases. You can never have too many tools. Some you'll use daily, others occasionally. But they're there when you need them, like a chef with spices. You don't use every spice in every dish, but having them available makes you a better chef. Your phrase bank is personal. It reflects your needs, your style, your life. A student's phrase bank looks different from a business person's. That's perfect. You're building exactly what you need, and it grows with you. As your English improves, you add more sophisticated phrases, but you keep the simple ones too. They're all useful. Tip number 5, use templates and formulas. Now let me share something that professional writers know but rarely talk about. Most writing follows templates. Formulas, patterns that repeat. Once you know these patterns, writing becomes much easier. You're not creating from nothing. You're filling in a structure that already works. Think about recipes. A recipe gives you structure. First do this, then add that. Finally serve like this. But you choose the specific ingredients. You adjust for taste. Writing templates work the same way. They give structure. You add your content. Let's start with a simple email template. Opening, greeting plus reference to previous contact. Hi Sarah, thanks for your call yesterday. Body, main point plus supporting details. I wanted to confirm our meeting time. We agreed on Tuesday at 3 p.m. at your office. Closing, next action plus friendly goodbye. Please let me know if anything changes. Looking forward to seeing you. See? 3 parts. Clear structure. You just change the details. Here's a template for expressing opinions. Statement of opinion. I believe, think that. Reason 1. First. Example for reason 1, for instance. Reason 2. Additionally. Example for reason 2. This can be seen when. Conclusion. Therefore, that's why I feel. Simple formula, strong structure, clear communication. Want to describe a process? Try this template. Introduction. I'm going to explain how to. Step 1. First you need to. Step 2. Next, then. Step 3. After that. Final step. Finally. Result. Once you've done this, you'll have works for recipes, instructions, any process description. I learned about templates when writing my first English blog. I analysed popular blogs in my field. They all followed patterns. Introduction with a question or surprising fact. Promise of what the reader will learn. 3 to 5 main points with examples. Summary of key takeaways. Call to action at the end. I copied this structure. Suddenly, blog writing wasn't mysterious. It was like filling out a form. Here's a powerful tip. Create templates for your common writing tasks. Email to boss, requesting time off. Message to friends suggesting plans. Work report, summarising project progress. Thank you note, after job interview. Whatever you write regularly, build a template once. Use it forever. Let me give you a real example. Template for requesting information. Opening. I'm writing to ask about. Context. I'm currently working on interested in. Specific questions. Could you please tell me? I'd also like to know, would it be possible to find out? Closing. I'd appreciate any information you can provide. Thank you for your time. Templates aren't cheating. They're smart. Native speakers use them unconsciously. They've internalized the patterns through years of reading and writing. You're just making the process conscious and faster. Once you use a template enough times, it becomes natural. You don't think about it anymore. Here's how to find templates. When you read something well written, analyze its structure. What comes first? What comes next? How does it end? Write down the pattern. Remove the specific content. Keep the skeleton. That's your template. Also, different types of writing need different templates. Story template. Set scene. Introduce problem. Describe attempts to solve. Reveal solution. Share lesson learned. Complaint template. Polite opening. Explain situation. Describe problem. State what went wrong. Request specific action. Professional closing. Invitation template. Friendly greeting. Mention event. Give details. When, where, what. Explain why they're invited. Request response. Warm closing. You can even have mini templates for single sentences. To add information, not only, but also to show contrast, while. To give examples, such as. To emphasize what's important is. These sentence templates make your writing flow better. Remember to adapt templates to your voice. A template gives structure, not exact words. Make it sound like you. Add your personality. A formal template becomes informal by changing word choice. I am writing to request becomes, hey, I wanted to ask about. Same structure, different tone. Start with one template. Master it. Then add another. Build your collection slowly. Quality over quantity. 5 templates you use confidently are better than 50 you never touch. Each template is a shortcut, a way to write faster and clearer. A tool that serves you whenever you need it. Tip number 6. Write first, edit later. This tip will liberate your writing. Ready? Stop trying to write perfectly the first time. Instead, write badly first, then make it better. This is how real writers work. First draft, just get words on paper. Second draft, improve those words. Trying to do both at once is why you get stuck. Think about it. When you try to write perfectly, 2 voices fight in your head. The creator voice wants to express ideas. The critic voice judges every word. That's wrong. That sounds stupid. Native speakers don't say that. These voices can't work together. So you freeze. You write nothing. Or you write and delete, write and delete. Hours pass, nothing stays on the page. Here's the solution. Give each voice its own time. First, let the creator write. Tell the critic to wait outside. Just write. Fast, messy, with mistakes, with wrong words, with bad grammar. Doesn't matter. The goal is to get your ideas out of your head and onto paper. This is your first draft. It's supposed to be bad. Then after you finish, invite the critic back. Now edit. Fix the grammar. Choose better words. Organise the ideas. Make it clear. This is easier because you're not creating from nothing. You're improving something that exists. Big difference. I learnt this writing my first article in French. I spent 3 hours on the first paragraph. Writing, deleting, rewriting, giving up. Then my teacher said, write the whole thing in 15 minutes. Don't stop. Don't think. Just write. I thought she was crazy, but I tried. 15 minutes of terrible French. Grammar disasters. Wrong words everywhere, but the article was done. The ideas were there. Then we spent 30 minutes fixing it. The final version was good, better than anything I'd written before. Here's how to do it. Set a timer. 5 minutes for a paragraph. 15 for a longer text. Start writing. Don't stop. If you don't know a word, write it in your language or write word. If you're unsure about grammar, write it wrong and keep going. Can't spell something. Guess and continue. The timer is your friend. It forces you to write, not think. When the timer ends, stop. Walk away. Make coffee. Check your phone. Give your brain a break. Then come back and read what you wrote. You'll be surprised. Yes, there are mistakes, but there are also good ideas, clear sentences, things you didn't know you could write. Now you can fix the problems. Add missing words. Correct grammar. Reorganize paragraphs. Make it shine. This technique has a name. Free writing. Professional writers use it daily. It separates creation from criticism. It stops perfectionism from killing your productivity. It makes writing fun again, because the pressure is gone. First draft doesn't need to be good, it just needs to exist. Here's a practical system. Monday, free write your text. Tuesday, fix the big problems, missing ideas, wrong order, unclear points. Wednesday, fix medium problems, better word choices, clearer sentences. Thursday, fix small problems, spelling, punctuation, final polish. By spreading the work across days, each step feels manageable, and your brain has time to process. Often, you'll think of improvements while doing other things. Another tip, write your first draft by hand if typing feels too formal. Handwriting accesses a different part of your brain. It's more personal, more flowing. You can't delete easily, so you keep moving forward. Then type the second draft. While typing, you naturally improve things. Also, give yourself permission to write badly. Say it out loud. This first draft will be terrible, and that's okay. Sounds silly? Try it. It removes pressure. It frees your creativity. Bad writing can be fixed. No writing cannot. Remember, professional writers don't write better first drafts than you. They just write more drafts. Ernest Hemingway rewrote the ending of one novel 39 times. 39. Your email doesn't need 39 drafts, but it might need 3. And that's normal. That's the process. Write badly. Make it better. Share it with the world. Tip number 7. Read your writing out loud. This final tip is simple but powerful. After you write anything, read it out loud, not in your head. out loud, with your voice. This one habit will improve your writing more than any grammar book. Why? Because your ears catch mistakes your eyes miss. Your voice reveals problems your brain ignores. When you read silently, your brain fills in missing words. It fixes broken sentences. It knows what you meant to say. But when you read aloud, you hear what you actually wrote. Missing words become obvious. Awkward sentences make you stumble. Unclear ideas confuse even you. If you struggle to read it aloud, readers will struggle to understand it. Here's what happens when I read aloud. Yesterday I go to store, buy milk. My eyes might skip over this, but my voice catches it. Yesterday I went to the store to buy milk. The corrections come naturally. My ears know English rhythm. They've heard thousands of correct sentences. They recognise when something sounds wrong. Reading aloud also shows you sentence length. Too many short sentences sound choppy. I woke up. I was tired. I made coffee. I drank it. I felt better. Sounds like a robot. Too many long sentences make you breathless. I woke up feeling tired because I'd stayed up late watching movies, which I probably shouldn't have done since I had an important meeting in the morning that I needed to prepare for. Can't breathe. Reading aloud helps you find natural variety. It reveals repetition too. You might not notice you used very 5 times in one paragraph, but when you read aloud, it jumps out. Very tired, very important, very difficult, very much. Your ear says too much very. Time to find other words. I discovered this technique in university. My roommate was an English literature major. Before submitting essays, she'd pace around our room, reading them aloud. I thought she was showing off. Then she explained, "I'm not performing. I'm editing. My mouth finds mistakes my eyes miss." I tried it with my next assignment. Game changer. I caught dozens of errors. More importantly, I made my writing sound natural. Here's how to do it effectively. First, wait. After writing, take a break. Hour minimum. Day if possible. You need distance from your words, then find a quiet place. Read slowly. Don't rush. Pronounce every word. When you stumble, mark that spot. That's where revision is needed. Read with a pencil in hand. When something sounds wrong, underline it. Don't fix it yet, just mark it. Keep reading. After you finish, go back to mark spots. Now fix them. Usually the solution is obvious. The sentence was too long. The word order was wrong. A transition was missing. Try different volumes. Normal voice for most text. Louder for important points. See if they really stand out. Whisper for sensitive parts. Do they still communicate? If text only works at one volume, it needs variety. Also read to someone else if possible. A patient friend, a study partner, even a pet or stuffed animal. Another presence makes you read more carefully. You notice problems you'd skip over alone. And if they look confused at certain parts, those parts need work. Record yourself reading. Then listen back. Painful? Yes. Helpful? Absolutely. You hear hesitations, awkward phrases, places where you naturally want to change words. These instincts are correct. Trust them. Your spoken English is often better than your written English. Recording helps you transfer that naturalness to paper. Here's an advanced technique. Read your writing in different moods: tired, energetic, skeptical, friendly. Good writing communicates regardless of reader's mood. If your message only works when read sympathetically, it needs strengthening. Pay attention to punctuation while reading aloud. Periods are full stops. Take a breath. Commas are brief pauses. Question marks lift your voice. If punctuation doesn't match natural speech patterns, change it. Writing should guide the reader's inner voice. Finally, read other people's good writing aloud too. News articles, book chapters, well-written emails. Feel how good writing flows. Notice the rhythm. Absorb the patterns. Your writing voice will learn from what your speaking voice practices. This technique works for any text. Email before sending. Read aloud. Text message to boss. Read aloud. Instagram caption. Read aloud. The 2 minutes you spend could save embarrassment or miscommunication. More importantly, it makes your writing clearer and more natural every time. Your journey forward. So there you have it, my friend. 7 powerful tips to transform your writing. Let's review them quickly. 1. Start with 1 sentence daily. Build the habit. Remove the fear. 2. Copy good writing by hand. Train your brain and hand to work together. 3. Write how you speak. Keep it natural and conversational. 4. Build your personal phrase bank. Collect tools for every writing situation. 5. Use templates and formulas. Give yourself structure to fill. 6. Write first, edit later. Separate creation from criticism. 7. Read everything aloud. Let your ears help your writing. But knowing these tips isn't enough. You must use them. Start today. Right after this podcast ends, write 1 sentence. Just 1. Tomorrow, write another. Build from there. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Remember, every native English speaker started with 0 words. Every great writer started with terrible first drafts. You're not behind. You're on your journey. Writing in a second language is brave. It's difficult. It's vulnerable. But it's also powerful. Each word you write makes you stronger. Each sentence teaches you something. Each paragraph proves you can do this. Don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Compare your today to your yesterday. Are you writing more? Are you writing easier? Are you writing braver? That's progress. Here's my promise to you. If you write 1 sentence every day for 30 days, your writing will improve. If you copy 1 paragraph every week for 3 months, your sentences will flow better. If you read aloud everything you write for 1 month, your errors will drop dramatically. These aren't magic, they're practice. And practice always works. Remember why you want to write better. Maybe for work, maybe for studies, maybe to connect with people, maybe just for yourself. Whatever your reason, it's valid, it's important, it's worth the effort. Every email you send, every message you write, every story you tell, you're building bridges between your thoughts and the world, between your heart and other hearts. That's what writing is, connection through words. Some days will be hard, you'll stare at blank pages, you'll doubt yourself, you'll write sentences that sound wrong. That's okay, that's part of learning. The difference between writers and non-writers isn't talent, it's persistence. Writers are just people who keep writing, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Find joy in small victories. Celebrate when you write without translating. Smile when you use a new phrase correctly. Feel proud when someone understands your email immediately. These moments matter. They're proof you're growing. They're fuel for continuing. Join online writing groups if you can. Share your sentences with other learners. Read what they write. Encourage each other. Learning alone is possible, but learning together is powerful. Find your people, the ones who understand the struggle, who celebrate the victories, who keep you accountable. Most importantly, be curious about writing. Notice how English works in real life. How do people start conversations? How do they explain things? How do they persuade? How do they apologize? Every text you read is a lesson. Every email in your inbox is a model. Every sign you see is a mini writing class. Stay curious. Stay observant. Stay hungry to learn. Writing is thinking made visible. When you write clearly, you think clearly. When you organize your writing, you organize your thoughts. This skill transfers everywhere. Better writing means better communication. Better communication means better relationships. Better relationships mean a richer life. So you're not just learning to write, you're learning to connect more deeply with the world. Years from now, you'll look back at your early writing and smile. Not because it was bad, but because it shows how far you've come. Keep those first sentences. Save those early emails. They're not embarrassing. They're evidence of your courage, proof that you started, testimony that you persisted, milestones on your journey. The world needs your words, your perspective, your stories, your ideas. Don't let language barriers silence you. Don't let fear of mistakes mute your voice. Write anyway. Write badly, then better. Write scared, then confident. Write alone, then for others. Just write. This is English Unleashed. I'm Tom. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for caring about your English. Thank you for not giving up. Now go write that one sentence. Your journey to confident writing starts with that single line. You've got this. I believe in you. Keep writing, keep growing, and keep expressing yourself in English. Until next time, bye for now.